everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah?
This time we're looking at passive income.
Ooh, yeah.
And we've got a great source for this one called 15 Best Passive Income Ideas for 2025.
Nice.
And I know this is something that a lot of our listeners are really, really interested in.
For sure.
Whether you're looking to maybe add a little side hustle or, just looking for a little bit more financial security, or maybe even work towards that dream of early retirement. Passive income is definitely something that's on a lot of people's minds these days.
And it's interesting about this list, even though it's, 2025.
Right.
A lot of these ideas are just solid, timeless principles.
Exactly.
It's not about chasing the latest trends, really. It's about putting in the work now to save us systems that will pay off for years to come.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's really the essence of passive income, right? Putting in the work up front to create something that keeps generating income without you having to constantly be, working at it.
Right.
So let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Instead of going through the list one by one, I thought it would be fun to kind of group similar ideas together.
Okay.
So let's start with the investment side of things.
Okay.
The article kicks off with dividend stocks.
Yeah.
Which always sounds so appealing,
Right.
Owning a tiny piece of a big company and getting paid just for being a shareholder.
It's like getting a little thank you check just for owning the stock.
Exactly.
And what's really powerful about dividend stocks for passive income is the magic of compounding.
Okay.
So if you reinvest those dividends, you're essentially buying more shares, which then earned you more dividends, and it creates this snowball effect over time.
I see.
But of course, it's not a guarantee. You have to do your research. Choose companies carefully that have a good track record of paying dividends and that also have, good potential for future growth.
Right. It's not just about picking any random stock and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
So where does someone even begin researching these companies? Are there any specific resources or platforms that you would recommend?
Yeah, definitely. Online brokerages like Robinhood or Fidelity are great starting points.
Okay.
They offer a wealth of information about different stocks, including their dividend history, their financial performance, and you can also find a lot of helpful resources and communities online that are dedicated to dividend investing.
Gotcha. So there's a whole community out there that people can tap into.
Yeah, for sure.
To learn more about this.
But, with any investment strategy, it's essential to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
That's good advice for any kind of investing.
Yeah.
Speaking of diversifying, the article also mentions REITs, or real estate investment trusts.
Yes.
As another way to tap into the real estate market for passive income. And these sound like a good option if you don't want to actually deal with owning property directly.
Exactly. REITs are companies that own and manage income-producing properties.
Okay.
Like shopping malls, apartment buildings, office spaces. And the interesting thing is that they're legally required to distribute a large portion of their profits back to shareholders as dividends. So this makes them attractive for passive income, especially if you want exposure to real estate without the headaches of being a landlord.
So it's kind of like owning a slice of a whole bunch of properties without having to deal with tenants or repairs or any of that stuff.
Precisely, you get the benefits of real estate ownership without the hassles.
I like that.
And just like with dividend stocks, there are different ways to invest in REITs. You can buy individual REIT stocks, or you can even invest in REIT ETFs, which are like baskets of REITs that offer diversification across different sectors of the real estate market.
Okay, now you're getting into some terms that might be new to folks. What exactly is an ETF, and why are they good for diversification?
Good point. An ETF, or exchange-traded fund, is essentially a basket of securities.
Okay.
Like stocks or bonds that trade on a stock exchange, just like an individual stock.
Okay.
When it comes to REIT ETFs, they hold shares of multiple REITs, which spreads your investment across a range of property types and locations. And this helps to reduce risk, because if one particular REIT performs poorly, the others can potentially cushion the blow.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's all about spreading that risk.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got dividend stocks and REITs, which are kind of like those more traditional investment approaches.
Yeah.
But the article also highlights this interesting concept called real estate crowdfunding.
Yes.
Is this a newer way to invest in real estate?
It is, and it's become increasingly popular in recent years. Real estate crowdfunding platforms like Fundrise allow you to pool your money with other investors to fund various real estate projects.
I see.
You can invest in anything from commercial properties to residential developments all online.
Wow. Wow.
And what's particularly attractive about this approach is the low barrier to entry.
Okay.
You don't need a huge amount of capital to get started. Some platforms allow you to invest with as little as $10.
Wow, $10 to get started in real estate.
Yeah.
That seems so much more accessible than having to save up for a down payment on an actual property. But wouldn't there be a lot of risks involved?
There are risks with any investment.
Yeah, sure.
But these platforms do mitigate some of those risks.
Okay.
For example, they carefully vet the projects they list, and they diversify investments across multiple properties.
Gotcha.
But it's still crucial to do your own research and understand the specific risks involved before investing.
Right. So before we move away from real estate, is there anything else that our listeners should consider when evaluating these different options, dividend stocks, REITs, and real estate crowdfunding?
Yeah, I think one key factor is your individual risk tolerance.
Okay.
Dividend stocks tend to be less volatile than individual REITs, but might offer lower returns. REIT ETFs can provide a good balance of diversification and potential for growth. Real estate crowdfunding can be a good option for those looking for higher returns, but with a longer time horizon.
I see.
So it's all about finding the right fit for your individual goals and circumstances.
Right. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to investing.
Exactly.
So let's shift gears a bit and explore another category of passive income ideas.
The world of digital products and online businesses. The article highlights a few that have become increasingly popular in recent years.
Yeah.
Where do you think we should start?
Well, let's start with a classic, selling digital products.
Okay.
This is something that's really taken off, especially with so many people looking for ways to monetize their skills and knowledge online.
And what I find so appealing about digital products is the scalability.
Yeah.
You know, you create something once, like an ebook, a course, a template, whatever it might be, and you can sell it over and over again without having to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But what are some of the challenges of selling digital products?
Well, I think one of the biggest hurdles is standing out in a crowded marketplace.
Sure.
There are tons of digital products out there, so it's really important to create something truly valuable that solves a specific problem for your target audience.
Right.
You also need to be savvy about marketing and driving traffic to your product.
Makes sense. So let's say someone has a great idea for a digital product.
Yeah. What platforms would you recommend for actually selling it?
There are a few great options out there. Gumroad is a popular platform specifically designed for selling digital products.
Okay.
It's user-friendly, and it takes care of a lot of the technical aspects like payment processing and file delivery.
Cool.
Etsy is another option if you're creating digital products with a more creative or handcrafted feel. Things like printables, templates, or design assets.
Gotcha.
And of course, if you're creating online courses, platforms like Udemy Teachable and Skillshare are all excellent choices.
So many options.
Yeah.
But creating and selling digital products isn't the only way to leverage the online world for passive income, right?
Right.
The article also talks about affiliate marketing,
Yes.
which I think a lot of people are curious about.
Absolutely. Affiliate marketing is a great way to earn passive income by recommending products or services that you genuinely believe in. So you partner with a company, you promote their offerings through unique affiliate links,
Okay.
and you earn a commission on every sale that's made through your link.
It seems like everyone on YouTube and social media is doing affiliate marketing these days.
You're right. It's become incredibly popular.
What are the keys to success with this strategy?
It's not just about slapping affiliate links everywhere.
Right.
The key is to build trust with your audience
Okay.
and only recommend products that genuinely align with their needs and interests.
Gotcha. So it's really about being authentic and providing value.
Yes, transparency is also crucial.
Okay.
Let your audience know you're using affiliate links and explain how it benefits them.
So it's not just about the money, it's about building those relationships.
Right.
Now let's talk about something that's gained a lot of buzz lately, YouTube automation.
Yes.
It seems like everyone is talking about how you can create YouTube channels that practically run themselves.
It's definitely a hot topic.
Yeah.
And the idea of creating content that generates passive income without having to constantly be on camera is alluring. The concept is based on leveraging tools like AI voiceovers, stock footage, and even outsourcing video editing to create content that's engaging but doesn't require you to be the face of the channel.
I've seen some examples of these faceless YouTube channels, and they can be surprisingly well produced.
Yeah, they can.
But how do you even choose a niche for a YouTube automation channel?
Niche selection is critical for any YouTube channel, but even more so for automation.
Okay.
You want to find a niche that has a consistent audience isn't overly saturated, and aligns with your interests or expertise.
So it still needs to be something that you're at least somewhat interested in.
Yes, the article mentions finance and motivational content as examples.
Right.
But there are so many possibilities. Think about areas where you can provide valuable information or entertainment without needing to appear on camera.
Okay, that's helpful. So let's say you've got your niche and you're starting to create content.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the tools or resources that you'd recommend for someone who's new to YouTube automation?
There are a bunch of great tools out there for AI voiceovers. Murph.ai and Synthesia are popular options that offer realistic and customizable voice options. For stock footage, platforms like Pexels, Pixabay, and Videvo offer a wide variety of free and paid options. And when it comes to video editing, you can find talented freelancers on sites like Fiverr and Upwork.
So you can outsource pretty much every aspect of the process if you need to.
You can, yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But it sounds like YouTube automation could be a great option for those who are camera shy, but still want to create content.
Yeah, definitely opens up some new possibilities.
And you know, speaking of creating content, there's another passive income idea that combines creativity and technology.
Oh.
Print on demand.
Yes.
This always seems like a dream come true, selling merchandise without having to deal with inventory or shipping.
Right.
But how does it actually work in practice?
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You create a design for a product, say a t-shirt, a mug, a phone case, and you upload it to a print-on-demand platform like Redbubble or Printful.
Okay.
When a customer orders your product, the platform handles everything else: printing, packaging, shipping. You simply collect your profits.
That sounds amazingly hassle-free.
It can be.
But what are some of the challenges involved in succeeding with print on demand?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles is standing out in a crowded market. With so many creators offering print-on-demand products,
Right.
it's important to have unique and eye-catching designs that resonate with your target audience.
Gotcha.
You also need to be strategic about marketing and promoting your products to drive traffic to your store.
So it's similar to selling digital products in the sense that you need to be creative, market savvy, and find a way to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Exactly.
All right. So this brings us to the last couple of passive income ideas that we'll cover in this part of the deep dive.
Okay.
And these are both kind of traditional methods, but still relevant today. Peer-to-peer lending.
Yes.
And high-yield savings accounts and CDs.
Let's start with peer-to-peer lending.
Okay.
What's the basic idea behind this approach?
So peer-to-peer lending, or P2P lending, is essentially cutting out the traditional financial institutions
Okay.
and connecting borrowers directly with lenders through online platforms.
Okay.
It's a way for individuals to invest in loans to other individuals or businesses and earn interest payments in return.
I've heard of platforms like Lending Club and Prosper. Are those the main players in this space?
They are two of the most well-known platforms, yes.
Okay.
They offer a variety of loan options, and lenders can choose to invest in loans based on their risk tolerance and desired return.
But wouldn't there be a lot of risks involved in lending money to strangers online?
There are definitely risks, as with any investment.
Sure.
These platforms do mitigate some of the risks through credit checks and diversification of loan portfolios.
Okay.
But it's essential for lenders to do their due diligence, understand the terms of the loans that they're investing in, and consider their own risk appetite. Right, it's always important to do your research and make informed decisions.
Yes.
And then there are the more traditional options like high-yield savings accounts and CDs.
Yes.
These might not be as flashy as some of the other ideas we've discussed,
Right.
but they offer a reliable, low-risk way to earn passive income.
Absolutely. And while they might not offer the same potential for high returns as other strategies,
Sure.
high-yield savings accounts and CDs are great for building a solid foundation for your financial future.
And with interest rates on the rise, these options are becoming even more attractive.
They are, and it's worth shopping around to find the best rates. Online banks like Ally Bank and Marcus by Goldman Sachs often offer higher interest rates than traditional brick-and-mortar banks.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive into passive income.
We have.
We've explored investing strategies, digital products, online businesses, and even some more traditional methods. What are some key takeaways you'd like to leave our listeners with at this point?
I think the most important takeaway is that there are so many different paths to passive income.
Right.
And the best path for you really depends on your individual skills, interests, risk tolerance, and financial goals.
It's all about finding the right fit.
Exactly.
For your unique situation. So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll be exploring even more innovative and exciting passive income ideas.
Sound good.
Welcome back to our deep dive into passive income ideas. Last time we covered a lot of ground from the world of investments to the exciting possibilities of digital products.
And today we'll continue our exploration, delving into some more unique and potentially lucrative strategies that might just spark your imagination.
Sounds great. I'm ready to uncover some hidden gems. The article mentions vending machines and ATMs, which seem like those classic side hustle ideas.
Yeah.
Are they still viable options in today's world?
You know, they might not be as trendy as some of the digital strategies we talked about, but vending machines and ATMs can still be reliable sources of passive income, especially if you approach them strategically.
I can see how they'd fit that set it and forget it model of passive income.
Right.
But what about the upfront costs and logistics? Aren't they expensive and complicated to set up?
There are definitely startup costs involved. The article mentions a range of about $2,000 to $5,000 per machine, depends on the type and features.
Okay.
And you're right, there's some legwork involved in finding the right locations and securing the necessary permits.
Right.
But if you can find high traffic areas where there's a demand for the products you're offering, vending machines can generate consistent cash flow with minimal ongoing effort.
That makes sense. It's all about finding the right niche and the right location, just like with any business. What about ATMs? Are they a similar story?
In some ways, yes. ATMs can be particularly strategic in areas where cash is still king or where traditional banking options are limited. Think about tourist spots, event venues, or even rural communities.
I see.
The convenience factor of having quick access to cash can be a big draw for people.
So it's about identifying those underserved markets.
Yeah.
And providing a valuable service.
Exactly.
But wouldn't there be a lot of regulations and security concerns involved with operating ATMs?
There are definitely legal and security considerations you'd need to comply with all applicable laws and regulations.
Oh, of course.
And take appropriate measures to protect against theft and fraud. It's not a passive income stream to enter into lightly.
Right. Due diligence is crucial with any venture.
Absolutely.
So let's shift gears a bit and talk about an idea that taps into a different kind of skill set.
Okay.
Creating online courses. This has become such a popular way for people to share their knowledge and generate income.
It really has, and it's a fantastic way to leverage your expertise and reach a global audience. The beauty of online courses is that you create the content once, and it can continue to generate revenue for years to come.
I love the scalability of that.
Yeah.
But how do you even begin creating an online course? What are the first steps?
Well, the first step is identifying a topic you're passionate about and knowledgeable in. The article suggests focusing on areas like business marketing, coding, personal finance, or fitness.
Okay.
Topics where there's high demand for online learning.
Those are all great areas. But it seems like there's already a lot of competition in those spaces.
Right.
How do you make your course stand out?
That's a great question. One key is to find a unique angle or a specific niche within a broader topic. Yeah. So for example, instead of creating a general personal finance course, maybe you focus on personal finance for freelancers or investing for early retirement.
That makes sense, narrowing your focus and targeting a specific audience.
Yes.
And once you have your topic and target audience, what are some key things to consider when actually creating the course content?
One important aspect is making sure your course is engaging and interactive. Don't just lecture at your students. Incorporate quizzes, assignments, and opportunities for discussion to keep them involved and motivated.
I can see how that would make a big difference in terms of student satisfaction and engagement.
Yeah.
And what about the technical side of things? Are there specific platforms or software you'd recommend for hosting and selling online courses?
Absolutely. There are a number of platforms that make it easy to create, host, and market your online courses. Udemy is a popular marketplace with a massive audience, but they have fairly strict guidelines and take a significant cut of your revenue.
Okay.
Teachable and Thinkific are other popular options that give you more control over your pricing and branding.
So it's about weighing the pros and cons of each platform and deciding which one aligns best with your goals and priorities.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about a passive income idea that has generated a lot of buzz and some controversy.
Okay.
Dropshipping.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone is talking about how you can make a fortune selling products online without ever touching any inventory.
Dropshipping has definitely become a popular business model. And it's true that it offers the potential for high profits with low overhead.
But I've also heard that dropshipping can be risky and challenging, and that the profit margins can be slim. What's the reality?
Well, dropshipping isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes work, just like any business.
Right.
The basic idea is that you set up an online store, you partner with a supplier who handles the inventory and shipping, and you focus your efforts on marketing and customer service.
Okay.
When a customer orders a product from your store, the order is fulfilled directly by the supplier, and you collect the difference between the wholesale price and the retail price you set.
So you're essentially the middleman connecting customers with products without having to deal with the logistics of storage and shipping. That sounds appealing, but what are some of the challenges involved?
One of the biggest challenges is finding reliable suppliers who offer high-quality products and fast shipping times.
I see.
You're essentially entrusting your business reputation to your supplier, so it's crucial to choose wisely. Another challenge is differentiating yourself in a competitive market, since dropshipping is relatively easy to get started with. There's a lot of competition out there.
So it's important to find a niche, build a strong brand, and provide excellent customer service to stand out.
Exactly.
And what about the technology involved? Are there specific platforms or tools that make dropshipping easier?
Absolutely. Shopify is a popular platform for setting up dropshipping stores.
Okay.
It's user-friendly and integrates with a variety of dropshipping apps that connect you with suppliers and automate many of the tasks involved in running the business.
Gotcha.
The article mentions Zendrop de-essers and Spocket as examples of these dropshipping apps.
So it seems like the key to dropshipping success is finding the right balance between automation and personalization. You need to streamline the logistics, but also create a unique brand experience for your customers.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot.
Yeah.
And speaking of automation, there's another passive income idea that has been gaining traction, and it ties in nicely with what we were just talking about, AI-powered blogging.
AI-powered blogging? That sounds intriguing. I have to admit, the thought of writing consistent blog content can be daunting.
It can be a lot of work, especially if you're trying to maintain a regular posting schedule. That's where AI comes in. Tools like ChatGPT can assist with generating blog post ideas, writing drafts, and even optimizing content for search engines.
So it's not about AI replacing human writers entirely,
Right.
but rather augmenting their capabilities and making the process more efficient.
Precisely. AI can help you overcome writer's block, speed up the content creation process, and even handle some of the more technical aspects of blogging. But it's still important for humans to be involved in the process to ensure the content is high quality, original, and engaging.
That makes sense. It's about using AI as a tool to enhance creativity, not replace it.
Yeah.
But how do you even monetize a blog, whether it's AI-powered or not?
There are a few different ways to monetize a blog. One of the most common methods is display advertising. You can sign up for ad networks like Google AdSense and display ads on your blog. You earn revenue each time someone clicks on an ad. Another popular method is affiliate marketing, which you talked about earlier. You can recommend products or services relevant to your blog's niche and earn commissions on sales made through your affiliate links.
Right. It seems like a lot of bloggers combine different monetization strategies to create multiple streams of income. But building a successful blog takes time and effort, right?
It does, but it can be incredibly rewarding both financially and personally. It's a great way to share your passions, connect with like-minded people, and build a platform for your ideas. And with the help of AI, the process can be more efficient and enjoyable.
Well, this has been a fascinating exploration of some unique passive income ideas, and I'm already feeling inspired. What are some key takeaways you'd like to leave our listeners with as we wrap up this part of the deep dive?
I think the main takeaway is that passive income isn't always about completely hands-off ventures.
Right.
It often requires an upfront investment of time, effort, and sometimes even money. But if you're willing to put in the work, there are so many creative and innovative ways to generate income that aligns with your passions and lifestyle.
That's a great point. It's all about finding the right balance between effort and reward and choosing strategies that truly resonate with you. So stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore even more passive income ideas that might just surprise you. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into passive income. It's been an amazing journey so far, exploring so many different avenues for generating income.
It really has. We've covered everything from investments in digital products to online businesses and even some more traditional approaches.
And today we're going to wrap things up with an idea that combines creativity, technology, and the power of visual storytelling.
Okay.
Something that's always intrigued me, licensing photography and videos.
I'm glad you brought that up. It's a fantastic way to monetize your passion for photography or videography and create a passive income stream that can continue to generate revenue long after you've captured the images or footage.
I've always loved the idea of capturing those stunning shots and seeing them used in different contexts.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I always thought the stock photography and video market was oversaturated.
Right.
Is there really still room for new creators to make a decent income from it?
That's a common misconception. While it's true that there's a lot of content available, there's always a demand for fresh perspectives, high-quality visuals, and niche subjects. The key is to understand the market, identify in-demand themes, and create content that stands out from the crowd.
So it's not just about taking pretty pictures.
Right.
It's about understanding what buyers are looking for and catering to those needs.
Exactly.
What are some of the most popular or in-demand themes in stock photography and video these days?
The article mentions a few evergreen themes that are always in demand, like business nature and cityscapes.
Okay.
Think about the types of visuals that you see on websites, presentations, marketing materials, and social media posts. Businesses and content creators are always looking for high-quality images and footage to enhance their projects.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And with the rise of video content across so many platforms, I imagine the demand for stock footage is only increasing.
Absolutely. Whether it's for YouTube videos, online courses, corporate training videos, or even social media ads, high-quality stock footage is essential for creating engaging and professional content.
So let's say someone is interested in exploring this avenue for passive income. Where do they even begin?
Okay.
Are there specific platforms or websites where they can sell their photos and videos?
There are several reputable platforms that connect photographers and videographers with buyers worldwide.
Okay.
Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, and Getty Images are some of the biggest players in the industry.
Okay.
They provide a platform for creators to showcase their work, and they handle all the licensing and payment processing.
Those are names I've definitely heard of. But isn't it difficult to get accepted onto these platforms?
Right.
Do you need to be a professional photographer or a videographer to even have a chance?
While these platforms do have quality standards, you don't need to be a seasoned professional to get started.
Okay.
They all have submission guidelines and review processes. But if your work is technically sound, well composed, and meets their criteria, you have a good chance of being accepted.
That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
But even if you get accepted onto a platform, isn't it a challenge to stand out and actually make sales?
Right.
How do you compete with all the other creators out there?
It does take effort and strategy to succeed. One key is to find your niche and focus on creating content that's unique and in-demanding. Research different categories and keywords to see what's popular and where there might be gaps in the market.
So it's similar to other online businesses in the sense that you need to do your market research and find a way to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Exactly. Another important factor is keywording and tagging your content effectively. Buyers use specific keywords to search for images and footage, so make sure you're using relevant and descriptive terms that accurately reflect your content.
That makes sense. It's all about making it easy for buyers to find your work. And what about the technical side of things? Do you need expensive equipment and editing software to create high-quality stock photography and video?
You don't necessarily need top-of-the-line gear to get started. Of course, investing in quality equipment can enhance your work.
Sure.
But many successful stock creators started with more basic setups and gradually upgraded as they grew their businesses.
So it's more about having a good eye for composition, lighting, and storytelling than having the most expensive camera on the market.
Precisely. And when it comes to editing, there are many affordable and even free software options available that can help you enhance your images and footage.
That's great news for aspiring stock creators who might be working with a limited budget. So we've talked about finding your niche keywording effectively and not needing the most expensive equipment. What other advice would you give to someone who's just starting out in stock photography or videography?
I think one of the most important things is to be patient and persistent. Building a successful stock photography or videography business takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Keep creating high-quality content, promoting your work, and learning from your experiences.
That's great advice for any creative endeavor, really. It's all about the long game and staying committed to your craft. Well, we've covered an incredible range of passive income ideas in this deep dive, from investments in digital products to online businesses and creative pursuits. As we wrap up this episode, what are some key takeaways you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think the biggest takeaway is that passive income isn't a myth or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about creating sustainable income streams that can continue to generate revenue even when you're not actively working.
Right?
But it does require effort, strategy, and a willingness to learn and adapt.
I love that. It's not about being passive in the sense of doing nothing.
Right.
It's about being proactive in setting up systems that work for you.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is that there's so many different paths to passive income. The key is to find the path that aligns with your skills, interests, and lifestyle.
And that's what we've tried to do in this deep dive, explore a wide range of possibilities and empower our listeners to find the passive income strategies that resonate with them.
So now that you've heard all these ideas, the question is, what sparks your imagination? What are you going to explore further? Which path are you going to choose?
The journey to passive income starts with a single step. So take that step today and see where it leads you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep creating.